World War II stands as a pivotal moment in human history, a time when ordinary people served in extraordinary ways, uniting to defend freedom around the globe. The airplane played a major role in this unprecedented conflict and changed the nature of warfare forever. Advancements in aviation technology led to the development of warbirds that would propel aircraft innovation forward, and the legends of air combat would stoke the imagination for decades to come. At war's end, many thousands of these valiant warbirds were banished to remote aircraft scrapyards. They had survived the fury of the world's greatest war, only to be stripped of armament, instruments, and wire. These empty shells were broken up, crushed for scrap, and smelted into rows of aluminum ingots. The radio chatter of their crews faded. The proud displays of aerial victories were gone. The aircraft that saved the world literally melted away. Nearly 300,000 aircraft were built in the effort to mobilize for war. Yet there was no effort made to keep a historical inventory of these distinguished aircraft. Fate intervened when Lloyd Nolan and a band of ex-service pilots from the Rio Grande Valley in Texas pooled their resources to purchase a P-51 Mustang. In jest and boastful pride, the group dubbed themselves the Confederate Air Force. Little did they know that their effort to restore this one beautiful machine would lead to the creation of the world's most complete collection of flying World War II aircraft. And it would not be easy. In 1960, just 15 years after the end of the war, almost all were gone. What started out as a hobby quickly turned into an urgent mission to preserve history. Today, the CAF, renamed the Commemorative Air Force, is committed to inspiring greatness in future generations. The CAF preserves American aviation heritage by bringing the lessons of history to life through its fleet of restored and flying historic military aircraft. The CAF believes that airplanes weren't meant to sit on the ground in antiseptic museums gathering dust. Rather, they should be seen in their natural environment, in flight. Their engines rumble, propellers turn to life, their wings shudder in anticipation of flight. These machines were meant to fly, to inspire, and to fulfill the human desire to dance among the clouds. The CAF fleet is unique. More than 11,000 CAF member volunteers work diligently to keep these airplanes flying so that generations to come can see, hear, feel, and experience the power and majesty of these aircraft in operation. These once powerful warbirds are transformed into equally powerful tools of education and inspiration, a flying, hands-on, interactive educational experience. The CAF operates this priceless collection of more than 165 World War II aircraft to tell the story of the greatest generation and to inspire America's youth to set and achieve their goals. Known as the Ghost Squadron, the airplanes of the Commemorative Air Force are assigned to more than 70 units located in 26 states. The CAF fleet includes many notable and rare aircraft from World War II, with several from the Korean and Vietnam War era. Among the World War II warbirds in the fleet is Fifi, the only regularly flying B-29 Super Fortress 4-engine bomber, and the only flying Curtiss SB-2C Helldiver, a carrier-based dive bomber. The CAF inventory also includes 2 B-17 Flying Fortresses, 6 B-25 Mitchell bombers, a British Spitfire, and even an original Japanese Mitsubishi A6M30 fighter. These aircraft are flown often, thrilling and educating audiences around the world as history comes alive. From its headquarters in Dallas, Texas, the CAF is focused on a mission to construct an aviation attraction unlike any other in the world, the CAF National Air Base. With an iconic design, this attraction aims to draw more than 250,000 visitors each year. Each CAF unit also impacts their community with individualized education initiatives customized around their location and their assigned aircraft. The history and service of men and women who flew these airplanes in World War II is compelling and inspiring. The CAF tells that story in cinematic scope through a world-class interactive curriculum called Rise Above. Rise Above Red Tails tells the riveting story of the Tuskegee Airmen. These men had to struggle for the right to fight for their country. The Rise Above traveling exhibit uses a proprietary movie to tell their story and to encourage a new generation with the message, if these men could rise above their circumstances to achieve their goals, you can rise above your circumstances to achieve yours. The second chapter of Rise Above is Rise Above WASP, which shares the inspiring and often difficult history of the Women's Air Force service pilots. These women moved the war machines needed in the fight from factories to the front lines. Their story can also help to inspire young girls and boys and further confirm that both sexes can accomplish anything they choose. These stories of the often unsung heroes of the greatest generation are shared with young people across the country to fulfill our purpose to inspire greatness in future generations. And this is only the beginning. The inspirational and educational mission of the CAF is limited only by the number of untold stories of valor in America's aviation history. And there are millions. One of the most awe-inspiring demonstrations of the CAF's mission are air shows. Each year, CAF units produce 11 air shows, and CAF aircraft participate in more than 300 other annual air shows. At CAF air shows, members in CAF aircraft gather to reenact many of World War II's most historic battles. Recognized as some of the country's premier aviation events, CAF air shows bring history alive like few events can. As spectators become participants, exploring, hearing, and experiencing these monuments to history, air shows serve as fitting tribute to those who fought for and secured America's freedom. Are you inspired by the Commemorative Air Force's mission? Would you like to help the CAF? You can. There are many ways you can be involved. Volunteers and members serve a vital role in keeping our aircraft flying and presenting our inspirational and educational programs. These aircraft and programs are funded by individuals, companies, and organizations around the world. Become a supporter of the CAF and see how you can get your hands on history and inspire others through flight, exhibition, and remembrance.